Bonjour, mon petit chifle, Amber here, and I realized it's been a while since I've done a book review, so I decided I'm going to do this new thing called Book of the Month. Instead of every time I finish a book review, just hold all the books I read for the month, and then the ones I like, put in, you get what I'm trying to say. So this first one is I'm going to call this one Big Box of Books, because if you remember back in my last haul video, I showed you my big box of books from Amazon, and I recently finished reading all of them, so I thought I would do a quick review of the books in my big box. So, let me put my glasses on so I can read my notes. So the first book in the big box of books is XVI or 16 by Julia Carr. And basically the book revolves around Nina, who is a 15-year-old girl dreading turning 16. She's dreading being a sex teen like her best friend Sandy. Long story short, after her mother is killed, she's left to take care of her little sister Dee. And she also finds out that her father is actually alive and her mother wants her to find him. That's her dying wish, and to bring Dee's baby book, which has some sort of information, blah, 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 blah. Dee's father, quote unquote, is after Nina and will do whatever it takes to get the info in the book, whether it's kill her or whatever. So that's basically the gist of the book. For the most part, I definitely enjoyed it. It had a few grammatical errors, which always irritates me when I read a book. It's like, oh! But, aside from that, it's no big deal. And what kind of annoyed me in this book was how quickly Nina and Sal, their storyline progressed. It's like, oh, 1 minute we just met, and now we're, like, making out. Okay. But aside from that, I really enjoyed this book. And I'm assuming there's going to be is going to be a follow-up book, because I need to know what happens afterwards. It can't just end with the way it did. Does Nina find her father? What happens? So, next, I read Splintered by A.G. Howard, and I think out of all the books in the box, this was definitely my favorite. So basically, Alyssa is the great-great-granddaughter of Alice Liddell, who is Alice of Alice in Wonderland. Her mom is in an asylum, as all of the women in her family have been cursed. And to break the curse, she has to find the rabbit hole and go back into Wonderland, right all of Alice's wrongs. And then she basically finds out Wonderland is so much darker than she thought and was taught, and the curse, as well as her lineage, is more complicated and not at all what she believed. This is so twisted and weird, but weirdly enough, I really love it. Definitely gonna read the rest of the series. I'm hooked. I'm so intrigued by the dark gothic version of Wonderland, and I'm quite upset about what happened with the whole Jeb situation. I hope that's solved, because I was like, Jeb. I still laugh at that. Yeah, this, like I said, is probably my favorite book in the whole box. It's really well written. It really grabs you from the beginning. So I need to go get, what is the second book called? Unhinged, ASAP. Next is Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Page. This is actually the book that I ordered first and just ordered the rest. And this is the main book I wanted. This has to be tied for favorite, if not close second. And basically it revolves around Amy Gum, who is swept up in a tornado in her trailer in Kansas. I think you know where this is going. And she crash lands in Oz. Apparently she's been brought to Oz by some unknown person, force, whatever. She's rescued by the Order, and she's therefore bound to the Order, and then tasked with the job of killing Dorothy, who has apparently just gone power mad and is draining Oz of all its magic. Amy goes undercover in the palace and finds out that no one basically should be trusted. She doesn't know what the right thing to do is. She doesn't know who to trust. Trust no one. I'm assuming that this is a series because it's a relatively new book, so I'm assuming there'll be sequels and follow-ups. I need more. I need to know more about the Order. I need to know more about Nox, who I love Nox. I don't know why, but I do. It definitely didn't end the way I expected it to. I was just like, what? Wait, huh? So I need to know the truth about the wizard. I need to know about Ozma. That was weird. So yeah, if there's not a sequel to this Danielle page, there needs to be one now because I need to know what's going on in Oz. I love stories where it takes a very well-known story, fairy tale, whatever, and puts a whole twist on it, which it kind of explains my obsession with Once Upon a Time. Where it makes you like think like, whoa, I didn't never thought about it this way, or wow, that's a cool way to interpret it. Which brings me to the last book in the box, which is Tiger Lily by Jodi Lynn Anderson. Basically, this is the story of Tiger Lily and Peter Pan, pre-Wendy. It's told from the point of view of Tinkerbell. Story of how they fall in love and how they both end up betraying each other when that home-wrecking hussy, Wendy Darling, comes into the picture. I've never ever liked her in my whole life. I've never liked Wendy. I like the fact that the story was told through Tank's point of view. It's really cool to see like an outsider who's still an insider, but like, yep, that was my shadow. I thought there was something flew by me. This book wasn't really quite what I expected. I didn't understand, like, Peter and the Lost Boys were supposed to be like feared and portrayed as so dangerous, but I never really understood why. I never really saw them as all that dangerous. They were just kind of like the Lost Boys and Peter Pan, where they're just kids, who are kind of unruly and, you know, battling the pirates, but I never really saw them as all that dangerous. Last note says, as usual, I hate Wendy. Oh, so these are the books in my big box of books. You should give them a read. Let me know what you think of them. If you've read them already, let me know what you think of them. If you have any suggestions for books I should read, leave them below. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. If you like me, feel free to subscribe wherever the subscribe button is. If you like B-Buds, all my places are in the down bar. You can follow me there and I'll follow you back. Sorry. If you know any other books that are like really good and like twists on well-known stories, let me know because I really like them. I also really like paranormal type stories and dystopian type stories. So I'm actually currently reading this book. It's called Asylum, and it's really, really good so far. It's crazy, but I'm sure you'll see that in next month's books of the month. That is all I have to say. So, bye. Also, my hoodie is life.